Indonesia cites strong U.S. commitment as Blinken starts ASEAN tour. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken to deliver a speech Tuesday in Jakarta on Washington's approach to Indo-Pacific. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made a veritably conspicuous commitment to Indonesia, the country's foreign minister has said, as the top American diplomat began a stint of Southeast Asia amid growing pressures with China in the region. Blinken met Indonesia President Joko Widodo on Monday and emphasized the significance of the strategic cooperation between the two countries, the U.S. Department of State said in a statement. Blinken lauded Indonesia's leadership in the Indo-Pacific, calling the country the world's third-largest republic and a strong exponent of the rules-grounded transnational order, the statement read. After Blinken's meeting with the Indonesian chairman, known as Jokowi, the country's foreign minister Retno Marsudi said Washington appeared interested in forging hookups with Jakarta, including on structure. The U.S. commitment was veritably conspicuous, Retno told journalists, without going into farther detail. The U.S. Clerk of State is set to deliver a speech in the Indonesian capital on the Biden administration's approach to the Indo-Pacific on Tuesday morning original time. Blinken also will make stops in Malaysia and Thailand during his stint of the region, which has seen an enhancing competition for influence between Washington and Beijing. Daniel Crittenbrink, Assistant U.S. Clerk of State for East Asian and Pacific Affairs, told journalists in advance of Blinken's trip that the U.S. plans to take engagement with the 10-member Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, to unknown situations. President Joe Biden shared in a U.S.-ASEAN virtual peek in October, pledging to consolidate cooperation with the bloc. The U.S. has preliminarily uttered support for some ASEAN countries and pressures with China over the South China Sea, a major trade route that Beijing claims as its own. In an opinion piece published on Monday, the Chinese state-possessed Global Times said Blinken's visit to Southeast Asia fails to change the equilibrium in the region. These countries are good at maintaining a balance between China and the U.S., in terms of neither being wholly dependent on China or the U.S., which is a specific of foreign programs in numerous countries in the region, Gu Xiaosong, doyen of the ASEAN Research Institute of Hainan Tropical Ocean University, told the Global Times. On Sunday, the U.S., Australia and Japan also blazoned sweats to fund an undersea string to boost internet access in the three Sea Pacific countries of Nauru, Kiribati and the Federated States of Micronesia. Blinken's visit to Southeast Asia came lower than a week after the U.S., Canada and Australia blazoned a politic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, citing mortal rights abuses by the Chinese government, including the treatment of Muslim Uyghurs in the Xinjiang region. The U.S. has indicted China of committing genocide against the Uyghurs, a charge the Chinese government has denied. China rejected the politic boycott as political manipulation that went against the spirit of the Olympics. China expostulated before this time to common sweats by the US and UK to supply Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. Beijing also raised concern about Biden's sweats to strengthen the Quad alliance with India, Japan and Australia after the White House hosted a peek in September. Amid these numerous points of pressure, Biden last month held a virtual meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, calling for managing dissensions while working together on common interests with Beijing. Ahead of the meeting, Xi advised of returning to Cold War period pressures in the Asia-Pacific. The Asia-Pacific region cannot and shouldn't fall into the battle and division of the Cold War period, he said.